Maya Rodriguez was 9 years old when she made a choice that would change 2 lives forever. Her family had nothing. Her parents worked 3 jobs combined and couldn't afford heat most nights. But when she saw a dying boy digging through trash at her school, she didn't think about what she didn't have. She thought about what she could give. 1 sandwich. That's all it was. But to 10-year-old Ethan Cole, freezing and starving after his mother's overdose, it was everything. What Maya didn't know was her teacher, Mrs. Patricia Whitmore, was watching. And what she saw wasn't compassion. She saw danger. "There's a vagrant disturbing our students," she told the principal. "He looks dangerous." 22 years later, that dangerous trash boy would walk back through those school doors. But he wouldn't be begging. He'd be writing a check for $47 million. This is how 1 sandwich started a chain reaction that saved hundreds of lives. Winter 2002, Riverside Elementary, Chicago winter, 15 degrees. Inside Riverside Elementary, children were warm and safe. Outside, pressed against the fence, a small figure huddled in clothes too thin. Ethan Cole, 10 years old, homeless for 3 weeks. Single mother, overdose, no relatives. Social services had a 6-week backlog. 1 foster family tried, said he was too difficult. Traumatized, grieving. They returned him. After that, Ethan disappeared into the streets. He'd found Riverside Elementary. Something about it felt safe. The lunch bell rang. Children poured out with lunch boxes. Ethan watched through the fence, a stomach cramping. Mrs. Patricia Whitmore saw him through her window. 25 years teaching, believer in rules above all. Her face hardened. She marched to the principal's office. "There's a vagrant outside. He's been there for days. He looks dangerous." "Just a kid," Principal Harrison said. "A homeless kid. Liability. What if he's violent, diseased?" Principal Harrison nodded. "Call security. If he comes back, we'll call police." Within minutes, a guard approached. "You can't be here. Move or I'm calling cops." Ethan tried to stand. His legs buckled. The guard's expression didn't change. "I said move." Ethan stumbled behind the dumpster and collapsed. That's where Maya found him. Maya Rodriguez lived 3 blocks away in subsidized housing with peeling paint. Her grandmother raised her while her parents worked constantly. Father, janitor at 2 buildings, mother, nursing home plus weekend cleaning. Combined, barely made rent. Maya understood poverty. Breakfast was oatmeal when they had it. Lunch was school provided. Dinner was rice and beans. But her grandmother taught her, "Baby, we may not have much, but we always share what we got." At recess, Maya stood at the fence with friends. She'd seen the boy before, the one other kids called Trash Boy. Creepy, dangerous. Maya saw someone dying. She watched security chase him away, watched him collapse behind the dumpster. She made her decision. Around the building, Maya found him curled on cold ground, shaking violently. Blue lips, hollow face. She knelt beside him. "Hi, I'm Maya. You look really hungry." She opened her lunchbox, peanut butter and jelly sandwich, apple juice box crackers, her only food until dinner. "Here, take it, all of it." Ethan grabbed the sandwich, ate it in 4 desperate bites, tears streaming. He ate everything. When he finished, he looked at her with red eyes. "Thank you. What's your name?" "Ethan." "I'll bring you lunch tomorrow too, I promise." The bell rang. Maya looked back 3 times. Each time, Ethan watched her clutching the empty juice box. The next day, Maya packed 2 lunches. Her family barely had enough, so she made them smaller. Day 3, her grandmother noticed. Started packing bigger portions, added extra peanut butter. By week 2, Maya's entire family knew. They worked extra hours so their daughter could feed a stranger, a family that had nothing, sacrificing more. Week 3, the bullying started. "Why do you feed the trash boy?" her friend Jasmine demanded. "He's hungry." He's dirty, probably dangerous. Other kids chanted, Maya loves trash boy. Week 4, Mrs. Whitmore caught her. You've been feeding that vagrant, haven't you? Disgust twisted her face. Maya lifted her chin. He's hungry. He's dangerous. Diseased. Is this the kind of person you want to associate with? He's not dangerous. He's 10 and starving. He's a street child. You will stop this immediately. No. Mrs. Whitmore's grip tightened. Then you'll face consequences. The next day, she humiliated Maya in front of the class. Some people make poor choices about who they associate with. They put themselves in danger by interacting with homeless vagrants. The class stared at Maya. Her face burned, but she didn't cry. December brought brutal weather, temperatures below 0. Ethan was dying, blue lips, blackened fingers, barely standing. Maya ran home. Grandma, he's so cold. He needs a coat. Her grandmother pulled out Maya's winter coat. Give him this. That's my only coat. You have a sweater. That boy has nothing. Maya also grabbed gloves, a scarf, her own blanket. When she found Ethan, he was unconscious. Ethan, wake up! She bundled him in everything. You'll be cold, he mumbled. I'll be fine. I have another coat. She lied. For 2 months, Maya shivered in just a sweater, got bronchitis. Her grandmother was terrified, but Maya refused to take the coat back. He needs it more. Week 18, Ethan developed pneumonia, high fever, couldn't breathe. Maya's grandmother brought antibiotics, expensive medicine saved for Maya's grandfather. She gave half to Ethan. For 2 weeks, they nursed him through the fence, medicine, hot soup, warm blankets. They saved his life. When Ethan recovered, he asked, Why are you doing this? Maya smiled. Because you deserve to live. But your family barely has anything. We have enough, and we have each other. Now you have us too. 6 months. Every single day, Maya fed Ethan. Then Mrs. Patterson, the kind teacher, pulled Maya aside. Social services found him a placement. They're coming today. At lunch, Maya found Ethan crying. I don't want to leave you, he sobbed. Maya held his hand. This is good. You'll be safe. Ethan looked at her desperately. Maya, I'm going to become somebody important. I'm going to come back and make them see I wasn't trash. I wasn't dangerous. I know you will. When I'm rich, I'm marrying you. We're going to save every kid like me. Maya laughed through tears. That's a big promise. I mean it. Maya took off her bracelet, 2 silver threads, the only jewelry she owned. She broke it in half. This is my promise to you. I believe in you. She tied one half around his wrist. Ethan tied the other around hers. I'll keep this forever. When I find you again, we're changing the world together. I'll hold you to that promise. The social worker arrived. Ethan pressed his face to the car window, watching Maya until she disappeared. Maya stood at the fence, touching the bracelet, tears streaming. Come back, she whispered. Please come back. 22 years later. Ethan Cole woke at 5 a.m. in a $12 million penthouse overlooking Lake Michigan. Floor-to-ceiling windows, Italian leather, art worth millions, beautiful, sterile, empty. He moved through his routine like automation. Espresso from the 8000 machine, custom suit, one of 40. Cole Innovations, $470 million valuation. Ethan personally, $47 million at 32, a tech success story. Forbes, 30 under 30. But his penthouse had no photographs. No personal items except one, locked in a safe. Every morning, Ethan opened that safe. Inside, half a silver bracelet, faded but preserved. Where are you, Maya? He whispered. 6 years of searching, 3 private investigators, hundreds of thousands spent, nothing. Maya Rodriguez was too common. But Ethan had a theory. If Maya was still in Chicago, she'd be in that neighborhood. So he bought property in South Chicago, 12 buildings within 2 miles of Riverside Elementary, developed affordable housing, created job programs, hoped. His phone buzzed. Riverside Elementary 100th Anniversary Gala. Tonight, 7 p.m. Ethan stared. He'd been planning to send a representative, but he pulled up the school staff directory. Patricia Whitmore, 4th grade teacher. She still worked there. Part of him wanted revenge, but another part, Maya's part, wondered if this could be something more. He typed, "I'll attend personally." Maya Rodriguez sat in her tiny apartment, staring at the same invitation. She'd never left. After Ethan was taken, Maya stayed in the neighborhood, worked 3 jobs through high school, got a scholarship for social work, and then went back to Riverside Elementary as a school counselor. Every day she fought against administrators who wanted to expel problem kids, against teachers who saw poverty as failure, against a system that labeled children dangerous. She thought about Ethan constantly, tried to find him. But Ethan Cole was too common, and she had no resources for investigators, so she stayed, hoping somehow he'd find her. Maya touched the bracelet on her wrist, worn thin from 22 years. She never took it off. "I'm still here," she whispered. "I'm still waiting." Her phone rang. Dorothy, the gala coordinator. "Maya, please come tonight. We need volunteers for check-in." Maya hesitated. She hated these donor events. "Fine, 2 hours." She had no idea that in hours she'd see the face she'd been searching for, and that her life was about to change forever. Ethan arrived at 7:15 in a $6,000 Tom Ford suit. He looked every inch the successful CEO. But inside, his stomach churned. He walked through doors he'd been banned from, past the fence where he'd sat starving. At registration, name, Isaiah Mitchell. "Mr. Mitchell, Cole Innovations, we're so honored." He took his name tag, entered the gymnasium. There was Mrs. Whitmore, 68 now, gray hair, same pinched expression. Principal Harrison approached. "Mr. Mitchell, your community investments have been extraordinary. Perhaps the Cole Innovation Wing?" Ethan's stomach turned. They wanted money, didn't care who he was. "Perhaps," he said noncommittally. Maya arrived late, stuck helping a foster girl in crisis. By 7:45, she took her position at the volunteer check-in table. For 30 minutes, she checked in volunteers, mind elsewhere. She didn't notice the man in the expensive suit watching from across the room. Ethan was about to leave. The gala was predictable. Rich people congratulating themselves, Mrs. Whitmore complaining about students. He was walking toward the exit when he saw her. The volunteer coordinator. A woman in a black dress checking in volunteers with a tired smile. Something was familiar. She reached up to tuck hair behind her ear, and her bracelet caught the light. Silver, braided, worn thin. Ethan's heart stopped. The woman looked up, and Ethan saw her face fully for the first time in 22 years. Maya. After 6 years of searching, she was here, where she'd always been. Ethan couldn't move, couldn't breathe. Maya turned, and their eyes met. For 3 seconds, nothing. Maya didn't recognize him. He'd been a skeletal 10-year-old, now a 32-year-old in a suit, but then her gaze dropped to his wrist. He'd pushed up his sleeve, and the bracelet was visible. Silver, braided, identical to hers. Maya's face went white. She stared at the bracelet. Then his face, then back. "No," she whispered. "It can't be." Ethan nodded slowly. Maya stood so fast her chair fell. "Ethan." "Maya." Her clipboard clattered. Her whole body shook. "Ethan Cole?" "I found you after all this time." People stopped talking, turned to stare. Maya walked around the table like she was dreaming, stopped 3 feet from him. "You're alive," she breathed, "because of you. I looked everywhere. I looked for you for 6 years." They stood frozen. 22 years, 2 children who'd made a promise, now adults, strangers yet not strangers. Ethan lifted his wrist slowly. "I kept it, never took it off." Maya's tears spilled. She lifted her wrist. "Me neither." They held their bracelets side by side, a perfect match. The gymnasium went silent, 200 people watching. Maya, I came back. I kept my promise. Maya sobbed, pure relief, and threw her arms around Ethan. He caught her, held her tight, and both broke down. I never stopped looking, Maya cried, every day. I'm here. I'm real. I came back. They held each other for a full minute while 200 people watched. Finally, they pulled apart, both laughing and crying. Let me look at you, Maya said, hands on his face. You grew up. You're okay. More than okay, because of you. Someone cleared their throat, Principal Harrison, annoyed. Is everything all right? Ethan and Maya turned, still holding hands. Everything is perfect. Mrs. Whitmore approached, suspicious. Who are you? This is a private event. Ethan turned to face her. I'm Ethan Cole. 22 years ago, you taught 4th grade. You saw a homeless boy outside, called security, had him removed, told students he was dangerous. Her face began to change. That boy was me. Color drained completely. The gymnasium was dead silent. You told Maya Rodriguez she was making a terrible choice feeding me. Said I was diseased, drug addicted, dangerous. Mrs. Whitmore's mouth opened. Nothing came out. I wasn't dangerous, Mrs. Whitmore. I was 10 years old and starving. My mother had died. I had nowhere to go. Instead of helping, you threw me out like trash. Principal Harrison's face froze in horror. Mr. Cole, I'm sure there's been some misunderstanding. No misunderstanding. I was a child in crisis. Your school did nothing. Mrs. Whitmore found her voice. I was protecting students. We had liability. I was 10 years old. Those words echoed. Maya squeezed Ethan's hand. This woman was the only person who treated me like a human. She fed me every day for 6 months. Her family, who had almost nothing, gave me food, medicine, their winter coat. They saved my life while you called me dangerous. The principal was sweating. Mr. Cole, I apologize. I don't want apologies. Ethan pulled out his phone, projected onto the main screen. Proposed donation to Riverside Elementary. $5,000 gasps echoed. 5 million, with conditions. He clicked to the next slide. Overhaul of how at-risk students are treated. Mandatory trauma-informed training. Maya's Table. Free meals for any hungry child. Partnership with foster care services. Mrs. Whitmore to retire with full pension. Quarterly oversight by Cole Innovations. The room erupted. Mrs. Whitmore looked faint. This school failed me 22 years ago. It's been failing kids since. That ends now. He turned to Maya. This is the start. Will you help me build something that actually saves kids? Yes, Maya said immediately. Of course. Principal Harrison, sensing no choice, extended his hand. We accept your terms. Ethan didn't shake it. Apologize to the kids you're failing now, not to me. I survived. How many others didn't? Finally, Ethan took Maya's hand. Can we get out of here? We have 22 years to catch up on. Maya nodded, wiping tears. Yes. Please. They walked out together, leaving 200 stunned people behind. Outside, they stopped at the fence, the same fence where Maya had pushed sandwiches through. I can't believe you're real, Maya whispered. I can't believe I found you. They held each other. 22 years collapsed into this single moment. What happens now? Maya asked. Ethan pulled back, looked at her seriously. Now we change everything. 2 weeks later, Maya sat in a conference room 40 stories above Chicago, staring at architectural plans. Ethan stood at a whiteboard. The Red Ribbon Initiative, named after what connected us. He outlined his vision. Comprehensive support for youth aging out of foster care, housing, education, job training, mental health, legal aid. But I need you to run it. He handed her a folder. Inside, employment contract. Executive Director, salary $120,000, full benefits, complete operational control. This is a real job. Maya stared. Why me? Because you understand these kids, because you see them as human beings, because you proved you'd sacrifice everything to help. What if I fail? Then we try again, but Maya, you're going to change hundreds of lives. Maya read the contract. It was legitimate, job security, independence, separate from their personal relationship. I have conditions. I want to hire from communities we serve, staff who've lived through the system. Absolutely. Advisory boards of former foster youth with real power. Done. And I keep working 1 day a week at the community center, so I never forget why. We'll write it in. Maya took a breath. Then yes, let's save some kids. 6 weeks of intense work. Ethan's lawyers formed the nonprofit. Maya interviewed staff. She wanted people who understood trauma. First hire, Marcus Jenkins, 24, former foster youth who'd aged out, spent time homeless, then got his GED and social work degree. You're hiring me? Marcus asked, disbelieving. You understand our clients. That's what matters. Housing secured. 20 units in Ethan's buildings. Furnished, safe, affordable. Partnerships with 12 companies for jobs, scholarships for education, comprehensive mental health services, legal aid, life skills programming, budget $10 million first year. This is the best investment I'll ever make, Ethan said. 8 weeks later, the Red Ribbon Initiative launched. No press, just work. Maya interviewed 25 youth for the first cohort, ages 16 to 21. Each with a heartbreaking story. Marcus, 17, aging out soon. Will you really help me? Yes, I promise. Jasmine, 19, living in her car for 8 months. I just want a chance. You have one. You're in. Tyler, 16, parents killed, sinking into depression. Ethan shared his own story. You're not broken, Ethan told him. The system is. We're going to help you. Within 2 weeks, all 25 were housed. Within months, 18 enrolled in education, 12 employed, 17 in therapy. 0 returns to homelessness. Marcus got his GED, started welding training, moved into his own apartment, called Maya, crying. I never thought I'd have a future. You always had one, Marcus. Now you have tools to build it. Jasmine completed cosmetology school, got hired at a salon. Tyler re-enrolled in school, grades climbing. Friday evenings became family dinners. All participants, staff cooking, everyone eating together. This is what families do, Marcus said at the first dinner. This is what our family does, Maya replied. You're part of it. Meanwhile, Maya and Ethan's relationship deepened. Weekly dinners, officially strategy, unofficially because they couldn't stay away. When Maya mentioned the community center needed a new heating system, Ethan had one installed 3 days later. You paid for it. Does it matter? Kids have heat. One evening, walking to her car, Maya shivered. Ethan put his coat around her shoulders. You'll be cold. I'll be fine. Those exact words. 22 years reversed. Maya froze. He remembered everything. Her heart cracked open. 3 months, stunning results. 25 participants, 100% retention. 89% success rate versus 40% national average. Media noticed. NBC Chicago ran a feature. Then CNN picked it up. From homeless to millionaire, the love story behind Chicago's foster care revolution. The full story aired. Isaiah's childhood, Maya feeding him, the promise, the reunion. Red Ribbon trended nationally, millions of views. People tied red ribbons to their wrists, committing to help one person. The challenge went viral. Celebrities participated. 2 million raised for foster care programs. PBS filmed a documentary, The Promise. By year's end, 34 cities had Red Ribbon programs. Maya became a speaker. Ethan joined her community center work some Thursdays. 6 months in, Marcus graduated welding school, got hired full-time, $42,000 a year. On Mother's Day, he sent Maya a card. You're the only mother I've ever had. Maya kept it on her desk. 18 months in, Ethan knew it was time. He'd loved Maya since he was 10, searched 6 years, found her, built something beautiful together. Every day he fell more in love, the way she fought for kids, remembered every story, cried at victories. He'd been carrying the ring for 3 months. Custom made, simple band with red ruby symbolizing the ribbon. He decided. The Foundation's 2-year anniversary gala. All the kids they had helped, the staff, everyone who'd been part of this, perfect. The second anniversary gala filled a downtown ballroom. 800 people, donors, participants, staff, media, leaders. By year 2, the Foundation served 127 youth, 89% retention, 23 GEDs earned, 8 in 4-year college, 45 stably housed, 67 in education or training. Marcus was now a shift supervisor. Jasmine owned her booth at a salon. Tyler was in community college, 3.8 GPA. The program had expanded. Art therapy, sports leagues, summer camps. 34 cities had replicated the model. Illinois passed the Red Ribbon Act. Harvard wrote a case study. PBS documentary won awards. Tonight celebrated everything. Maya stood backstage in a new emerald dress, nervous. Ethan found her. "You okay?" "Overwhelmed. 800 people. They're here because of what you built. What we built." Ethan took her hands. "Maya, these 2 years have been the best of my life, not because of success, because I do this with you, because every day I see the girl who saved me, still saving people." Maya's throat tightened. "Ethan, I love you. I'm in love with you. And tonight, I want everyone to know." Before she could respond, 2 minutes, they walked on stage together. Ethan took the microphone. "Thank you all for being here. 2 years ago, Maya Rodriguez and I made a promise. We promised to build something that would help kids who'd fallen through cracks, kids society labeled as problems." He gestured to the crowd. "Tonight, 127 lost causes are thriving. 89% remain in our program versus 40% nationally. They've earned GEDs, enrolled in college, secured jobs. Applause. But numbers don't tell the real story. Marcus does." He pointed. "Homeless to employed to fostering another youth. Jasmine does. Carr to business owner to mentor. Tyler does. Suicidal to honor roll to college." Silence. "And that brings me to the person who taught me these kids weren't broken. They just needed someone to believe in them." He turned to Maya. Her eyes widened. 22 years ago, I was 10 and dying in the streets, digging through trash. A teacher called me dangerous. I thought I was worthless." He stepped closer. Then a 9-year-old girl pushed a sandwich through a fence. Her name was Maya Rodriguez. She had nothing, but she gave me everything, every day for 6 months, fed me, gave me her coat, gave me hope. Maya was crying. "Maya, you saved my life. You taught me what it means to see someone's humanity. Everything I've built, my company, this foundation, I built it thinking about you, asking, would Maya be proud?" He pulled out the ring. The ballroom gasped. Maya's hand covered her mouth. Ethan got down on one knee. 22 years ago, I promised when I was rich, I'd marry you. I said we'd save kids together." He held up the ring, red ruby glinting. "Maya Rodriguez, I've kept those promises. But the most important was this, to love you completely, to be worthy of your kindness." Tears streamed down his face. "Will you marry me? Will you let me spend my life loving you the way you loved me, unconditionally, with every part of my heart?" 800 people held their breath. Maya looked at the ring, at Ethan, at the bracelet on her wrist. "Yes," she whispered, then louder, "Yes, I'll marry you." The room exploded. Applause, cheers, tears. Ethan stood, slipped on the ring, and they kissed as the crowd roared. The video went viral within hours. Red Ribbon Proposal trended. Millions of views, comments. "I'm crying. This is real love, faith in humanity restored. The story spread everywhere. People tied red ribbons to wrists. The Red Ribbon Challenge went viral. Acts of kindness everywhere. Donations flooded in. 2 million in a week. The foundation could expand to 50 cities. "We just wanted to help some kids," Maya said. "And look what happened," Ethan replied. "Kindness is contagious." 6 months later, Maya was 6 months pregnant with twins. They married at Riverside Elementary, at the fence where it all began. The school had transformed it into a memorial garden. The fence remained surrounded by flowers, benches, a bronze plaque. The Maya Rodriguez Memorial Garden, where kindness began. On this spot, a 9-year-old girl gave a sandwich to a dying boy. That act changed 2 lives and saved thousands more. May we remember, small acts create waves. 100 guests, family, friends, staff, participants. Marcus stood as Ethan's best man. Jasmine and Tyler in the wedding party. Mrs. Patricia Whitmore attended. Maya had insisted. She sat in back, quiet. She'd followed the foundation's work. She knew what her cruelty could have destroyed. The ceremony was simple. Red ribbons everywhere. Ethan's vows. "Maya, when I was starving, you fed me. When I was worthless, you saw my value. You taught me kindness isn't weakness. It's the strongest force in the world. I promise to love you completely, to honor your compassion, to be the partner you deserve. I will love you forever." Maya's vows. "Ethan, you kept every promise. But I don't love you because you're rich. I love you because you never forgot where you came from. Because you use success to lift others. I promise to be your partner, to remind you that you always mattered. I will love you forever." They exchanged rings, inscribed "The Promise Keeper" and "The Promise Maker." "I now pronounce you husband and wife." They kissed as 100 people cheered. After the ceremony, Mrs. Whitmore approached. She looked small, ashamed. "May I speak with you?" Ethan tensed, but Maya squeezed his hand. "Of course." The elderly teacher looked at them. "I need to apologize. I was wrong. Completely, unconscionably wrong." Tears formed. "I saw a child in crisis and called him dangerous. I reinforced every terrible thing society says about homeless children." She looked at Ethan. "You were 10, and I treated you like nothing." Her voice broke. "I've watched what you've built. I realize I almost destroyed this. If Maya hadn't disobeyed me, you might not be here. Hundreds of kids might not have been helped." She met Ethan's eyes. "Can you ever forgive me?" Ethan took a breath. 22 years of pain. But he remembered Maya's lessons. "Mrs. Whitmore, what you did hurt me deeply. For years I believed I was trash. Your words almost destroyed me." She nodded, tears falling. "But holding hate doesn't heal anyone. So yes, I forgive you. But understand, you can't undo the past. You can change the future. If you want to make amends, work with us, volunteer, help us change how schools treat vulnerable kids." Her face lit up. "I would be honored. Thank you for your grace." As she walked away, Maya leaned into Ethan. "That was beautiful. You taught me that." 1 year later, Maya and Ethan stood at the memorial garden with their twins, Hope and Promise, age 8 months. The Red Ribbon Initiative had expanded dramatically. 50 cities, 1 through 200 youth annually, 89% success rate, additional programs, second chances for formerly homeless adults, college scholarship fund, national hotline, training program for social workers, legislative advocacy changing foster care in 12 states. Maya's book, The Sandwich and the Bracelet, became a bestseller. Proceeds to the foundation. Ethan sold his tech company for $800 million, kept $50 million. The rest, $750 million, went into an endowment, ensuring the foundation would exist forever. Tonight, they were filming a documentary follow-up. As the crew set up, a teenage girl approached the fence, maybe 14, clearly homeless. Dirty clothes, hollow eyes. The crew started to shoo her away. "Wait," Maya said. They walked to her. Up close, she looked terrified. "Hi," Maya said gently. "I'm Maya, this is Ethan. Are you okay?" The girl shook her head. "I'm hungry, I'm sorry." Maya's eyes met Ethan's. Both remembered. "What's your name?" Ethan asked. "Sarah." "Have you eaten today?" She shook her head. "Come with us," Maya said, taking her hand. "Let's get you food. Then we're going to help you." They brought Sarah inside, fed her, contacted services to find placement. While they waited, Ethan tied a red ribbon around Sarah's wrist. "Keep this. It's a promise. You're going to be okay. Someone believes in you. You're not alone." Sarah looked at the ribbon. "Why are you helping me?" Maya smiled. "Because someone once helped him, and now we help others. That's how it works." The cameras captured everything. The director was crying. After Sarah left with a social worker, Maya and Ethan stood at the fence again. "It never ends, does it?" Ethan said. "There's always another kid." "That's why we're here." Ethan wrapped his arms around Maya and the twins. "Our children will grow up knowing this story. They'll know their mother's compassion started all of this. They'll know kindness isn't just nice, it's necessary." The sun set, casting golden light across the garden. Red ribbons fluttered, hundreds, each representing a life touched. The plaque gleamed, where kindness began. "We did it," Maya said. "The promise. We kept it. And we'll keep doing it for the rest of our lives." The documentary ended with text over their silhouette. The Red Ribbon Initiative has served 200 youth. 89% have achieved stable housing and education employment. The model has been replicated in 50 cities. Ethan and Maya Cole continue to lead the program. Their twins are named Hope and Promise. 5 years after the reunion, Marcus graduated engineering school, determined to build earthquake-resistant housing for low-income communities. Jasmine opened Ribbon Cut Salon, employing exclusively foster youth and homeless women. Tyler started the Tyler Foundation, mental health support for system-impacted youth. One by one, the kids they helped began helping others. The sandwich multiplied into thousands of meals, hundreds of homes, countless futures, 10 years after reunion. Maya and Ethan brought Hope and Promise, now 8, to the Memorial Garden. "This is where it all began," Maya told them. "Mommy gave Daddy a sandwich here?" Hope asked. "Yes, Daddy was hungry and sick. No one helped, so Mommy chose to share." Promise touched the fence. "Why didn't others help?" Ethan knelt beside his son. "Because people were scared. They called me dangerous, but I wasn't. I was just a boy who needed help." "That's mean," Hope said firmly. "It was. But your mom taught me, when people are mean, you can choose kindness anyway, and kindness is always stronger." Maya pulled out 2 red ribbons. "These are for you." She tied them around their wrists. "This is a promise. Promise you'll always see people's humanity, that you'll help when you can, that you'll choose kindness even when it's hard." "And remember," Maya continued, "small acts create big change. You don't have to save everyone. Just save someone." The twins looked serious. "We promise," a young social worker approached, read the memorial plaque with interest. "Is this story real?" Maya smiled. "Yes, 28 years ago." "That's incredible. Did it really start a movement?" Ethan gestured to his children, to the school, to the foundation offices down the street. "It started with one sandwich. One choice, one moment of compassion. Look what it became." The social worker walked away inspired. Maya and Ethan stood with their children, looking at the fence where hundreds of red ribbons fluttered, each ribbon a life changed, a promise kept, proof that a sandwich given in kindness can change the world. "If you're watching this and struggling," the screen read, "don't give up. Someone is looking for you. Your Maya is coming. Your Ethan is coming. Hold on. And if you have something to give, even small, give it. You never know whose life you'll change. A sandwich changed Ethan's life. A ribbon gave him hope. A promise brought him home. What will you give? What promise will you keep? Share this story. Spread kindness. Tie a red ribbon. Remember, love keeps its promises.